Hello everyone, this is Bruce the Blog, and today, or at least for another about 30 minutes today, it's June 24, 2010, and that date means, has meant a lot in the last 24 hours to a lot of people around the country, and you can identify them quite easily because they were all within sight, within a few footsteps of Apple stores where the iPhone 4, the much anticipated iPhone 4, went on sale today, June 24, for the first time. And I, in my, of course, journalistic efforts, wanted to see what this was all about. And I was at the Westchester Mall in White Plains. And just to get an early start, you know what they say, the early bird catches the worm, and so does the early journalist. So I was there at 7 a.m. Now, by sheer coincidence, even though the mall opens at 10 a.m., by sheer coincidence today, the Apple Store opened at 7 a.m. Like, what do you know? So I was there at 7 a.m., and when I got off of the elevator, leads from the parking garage to the third floor of the Westchester, uh, there was a ribbon of humanity that had wended its way all along the promenade of the third floor, far, far down from the Apple Store. And there were actually two lines. One was for people who were just what they call in the retail trade walk-in or walk-up customers. And the other line was for people who had reserved online an iPhone 4. They hadn't paid for it, but they just had gone online and entered their name and some personal information and said they want to pre-order one. Well, again, by some sheer coincidence, the other day I was just surfing the internet, curious as to what the heck was going on out there in Siberia, and I somehow found myself pre-ordering one of those iPhone 4s. So the coincidences just keep mounting, don't they? Um, and then I find myself at 7 a.m. when the Apple Store is opening anyhow, opening very early and atypically, on the day that the iPhone 4 is going on sale. So I walked over and I said to somebody, "Is this the line for pre-order?" And they said no, and they pointed me across the way. And I went over and I stood on that line and I started talking to people and I took some video, which I will post on this very same YouTube channel. Again, in the interest of journalistic, investigative journalism. And I started talking to the people that I was standing next to online. You might call them my line mates. And before you knew it, I found myself somehow walking into the Apple Store and saying to myself, well, as long as I'm here, I might as well buy an iPhone 4. Um, and I mean, time really flew. Because even though I got there at 7 a.m., it was already 1 p.m. by the time I walked into the Apple Store. I mean, it was amazing how fast the time went by. It really was. Um, and so you might say that iCame, iSaw, iPhone, and I switched. I switched from the BlackBerry that I've had, which is a very, very nice, nifty, cute little device, the BlackBerry. And so today I switched along with, I'd say there were probably about 1,000 people at the Westchester today waiting to get into that Apple store. And so, as they did, I walked out of the Apple store with an iPhone 4. So, BlackBerry has served me very well, but iPhone 4 is, let's face it, folks, it's just unbeatable. It's peerless. There's nothing else like this. It's a computer in a pocket. I don't need really to keep using my flip video uh, camera. The iPhone 4 has HD video. It has in camera editing. You can download for $5 the iMovie app, and so have even better editing software right on the phone. It has a 5 megapixel camera that actually the camera has lenses on both this side, right, and this side. So when I'm doing this, and see now the camera, if you can see, it shows me, right? I tell you, you think it's easy trying to manipulate these things like while I'm doing this video, and obviously it isn't, as you can tell by my spastic movements. So this is, the regular camera you'd see on a phone, right? But here's the other thing. When you press this button here on the bottom, what happens is the user of the camera lens basically switches over to the other side, or there are two lenses. It switches over to the other camera lens, and you can video yourself. So when I do that, let me say I do. Okay, now I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at myself as if it's a mirror. So now I'll actually, this should be interesting. See, I'm showing this now, and it's actually, what it's showing is not me on the other side, but it's showing the computer screen that I'm holding it up against. So that's another nifty feature of this. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's FaceTime video, which means that somebody else that has an iPhone 4, I can be calling them, or they can be calling me. Doesn't matter who calls who. If you both have iPhone 4s, if both iPhone 4s are within a Wi-Fi network, you can not only talk to the person on the call, but look at them on the call as well, like with Skype. So that's my report for now. I will be blogging about it as well, and as I said, I'll be posting some video that I shot at the Westchester while I was making the rounds, and I will see you next time.